like about the Philippines, but in this context, I like the weather in my city, Baguio. I hate the weather in every other place. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is me, the Fairy Strokes, and I'm welcoming you back to another section of series of what I like about the Philippines. Before I continue, I need to give a shout out to all my subscribers, my returning subscribers, my new subscribers. Thank you guys for sticking around with me, and thank you for always keeping that notification active so that anytime I post anything, you're the first person and you come along here. With that being said, if you're seeing me for the first time, welcome to the club, welcome to the family, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please go ahead, watch the video, like, subscribe, and if and if you like what you see and you want to share it to others, go ahead, share it. Make sure to on your post notification so that anytime I post something, you will be the very first to know, and then you rush over and watch it. So let's get into the video. So recently I have just been doing hair stuff, but just in a while I was like, okay, let's go back to the first things we wrote about this whole YouTube journey. And the very first series was what you need to know before you get here. And if you have watched that video, you will know everything I talked about. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to put it on the screen, and also I'm going to put it in the description box, so you go ahead and watch it to know what we are talking about. So in today's edition, I'm going to tell you 11 things that I like about the Philippines. This is from my own personal perspective. Most of the points are arguable, they're contestable, they are controversial, but that is just what I like about the Philippines. By the way, the hair I'm wearing, I have a video on it, so I'll put it in the description box too, and I'll put it on the screen so that you can go ahead and watch it and know how to achieve this hairstyle. So the first thing, number one, the first thing I like about the Philippines is that Filipinos love foreigners. Yes, yeah. There are some who do not like foreigners, there are some who hate foreigners, but arguable the population mostly they like foreigners. First of all, how you know that Filipinos love foreigners? First of all, when you're walking past on the street or wherever, Filipinos are going to mope, like stare at you, stare, stare, stare. And also you meet hospitable Filipinos, you meet the good ones, you meet those ones that are welcoming. Filipinos are very happy and friendly people. Like other foreigners can attest to this, but Filipinos are very friendly and hospitable people. Filipinos are food loving people. In this sense, let me make you understand. Like during this whole pandemic, I live in Baguio City and I live in a barangay called Balsigan. So in this whole pandemic, I think my household is the only foreign household in the barangay, and they make it as a point of duty to always bring us the reliefs, like the foods, the rice, the canned food, the Milo drinks, what else, I think some oats and all that. Sometimes even when we are not free to go, they bring it to our house, they call us, they check up on us, and they want to feed us, stuff us with food. And that is to show you that good people, of course they love foreigners. And that's one reason why I personally love the Filipinos, or I like the Philippines. The second thing is the scenery. The scenery of this country is really, really beautiful. It's insanely gorgeous, like it's epic. Like this country has over 7,000 islands. Like, do you think you can travel to the 7,000 islands in the Philippines? You can't. Even if you say, okay, let me go to all the tourist places in the Philippines. You can't. For example, we have tourist site, Boracay. Those ones are internationally known. Boracay, Palawan, we have Sigarao, Coron, we have El Nino, we have like in the Cordillera region, we have the Bunuan Terrace, we have the Chocolate Hills in Bohol. We also have Enchanted River, that is in Sirigal del Sur. I hope I'm pronouncing these things well, but please forgive me. And we also have Batayan Island in Cebu. Those are places you should put in your bucket list if you're ever looking for a tourist site. Those places are the bomb, the bomb, 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 bomb. So the second reason why I love the Philippines is its scenery and its insanely gorgeous nature. It's just so epic. The third reason why I like the Philippines, and probably I haven't really done this, but when I tried, it was easier, was traveling around the Philippines, traveling around the continent Asia. It's easier to travel from the Philippines to any other Asian country. I'm saying you the fact because last year, before the corona hit, we were supposed to defend our thesis in Malaysia, but due to the pandemic we didn't go. But when we were trying to like get information, it was easier because there are always packages for you to like go to three countries at once. Like it's really easy. And when it's festive season like Easter, December, there's a lot of packages by a lot of the travel agencies around the Philippines to help you travel. The next thing I like about the Philippines and the Filipino people is that they are very culturally centered. Like the Filipinos like their culture and try every means possible to preserve it. Like you can see in their fashion, in their food, in their music, like in their dance, like you see their culture everywhere and all the time. So that's one good thing about the Philippines, and that's why I love them and I love the country too. The next thing, I think that was the fourth thing, right? The fifth thing I like about the Philippines is the festivities and the celebration. Almost every day is a holiday. No jokes. Because every time my dad calls, it's like, I'll be like, Daddy, wow, you say we are on holiday. He'll be like, you guys are always celebrate. What are you guys are celebrating? Moon, so it's true because every day there is a festivity. Filipinos are celebrating something, and for the foreigner, personally I like it because when there are all those festivities and public holidays, it tends to what we call walang pasok, and we foreigners love it when there's walang pasok. Walang pasok literally means no work, no school, but for students we love it because we get to have some sleep and do other things in our lives. So there's a lot of festivities. Like the city where I live in, Baguio City, like this month of February is the month of Panagbega, and that Panagbega is the festival of flowers. So they normally, due to the pandemic, it wasn't celebrated last year, but this year I think it's going to be celebrated, but still little. But normally it's always a citywide parade, a flower, like it's always epic. But due to the pandemic, it has been like bottled down. Last year wasn't even celebrated, but that's true that a whole month we're going to celebrate. It normally Panambega is from February 1 till somewhere at March 1. So imagine a whole month for celebration. Remember we still have Valentine's Day in between and other things. So these people, and that's why I like them. They like parties, festivities, and celebration. So that's the fifth thing. The sixth thing I like about this country is that you see a mix of their culture, like mix of their heritage. Like if you don't know about the Philippines, this country has gone through a lot of colonial masters. So it begins with the Spaniards, the Chinese, the Americans, the Japanese, the Malay. So like it's almost impossible to see a true Filipino. Not like, I'm not saying that Filipinos are not true. I'm just saying that every Filipino you see is two mix. His parents could be Chinese, his mom could be Malay, his ancestors could be Americans. Like a family could comprise of Japanese, American, Chinese, name it. And then they try to showcase this mix of culture in their personalities, in their names, in their languages, in their building. For example, Philippine here, 50 pesos is pronounced 50. And for the Spanish speaking people, 50 is Spanish, but it's widely used here. So that's to show you that they are very okay with mixing of culture. If you go to a city like Vegan, you will see this in the buildings, the middle, most of the transportation. If you go to their museum, you really see what I'm talking about in the city called Vegan. The next thing I like about here is nightlife. Like I told you before, my feed point was that they are too festive. They like celebration, they like parties. Same in the night. Like in my city, Baguio City, we have something called night market. It's like a market at night where you go to shop anything under the sun. When I mean anything, from shoes to bags to accessories to gadget, jewelries, you can find everything in the night market. It runs from I think 9 p.m. to somewhere around 1 a.m. every day. So that show you that it, and if you go around, just the pandemic has kind of like bottled down a lot of things and made things reduce. But before you go around, everyone is still awake. And I like that because back home in Nigeria, we too, we are night people. Like in Nigeria, the hustle and bustle of Nigeria, especially those living in Lagos, ABJ, it's crazy. But here it's just the same. Like Baguio is a little bit quiet, a little bit minimized, but in other cities, Manila, Las Piñas, Angeles, it is crazy, crazy. So I love that about them because the nightlife is as fun as the day life. So the next point I'm gonna talk about is the weather. The weather in my city, not the whole country. So I love the weather in my city. I live in Baguio City. The Baguio City is the coldest city in the Philippines because it is a mountainous area. So the lowest temperature we've had in Baguio, I think it has been around the range of 9.5, 9.8 degrees Celsius. And the hottest has been around 25 to 28, 29 degrees Celsius. And that is pretty cold. Pretty cold because I have like on my bed, I have like 2 duvets and they're very thick. So I like that about my city because back home I'm from the southern part of Nigeria, and if you look at your map or your geography, or if you don't have one, just Google it, you see that we are engulfed by the Atlantic Ocean. So that means that side is predominantly cold, especially my city. It's very cold. I could, from my house to the nearest beach is like the nearest beach, like from my house to the nearest country is like a 30-minute boat ride. You get it? From my house to Cameroon is 30-minute boat ride. Or if I want to go to the beach, it's like 30 minutes. So my house or where I come from back home is very cold. So that's what I like about this city I am. I cannot say this about other cities because I hate the weather in Manila personally, because when I go to Manila, I always come back sick. I always come back with skin disorientation. There are so many things. Or I go to other parts of the Philippines like Pangasinan, Ordenata, Dagupan, San Fernando. Those are Pangasinan. Those sides are hot. They are so hot. When I go there and visit my friends, I stay indoors. I put the AC on and I only go out at night because at least the weather is manageable at night. So that is one thing I like about the Philippines. But in this context, I like the weather in my city, Baguio. I hate the weather in every other place. So do not come for me and say, oh, Philippines is hot. Yes, it's hot. But my city is cold. So if you're traveling to the Philippines, visit Baguio City, okay? You will love it. Love it. Love, 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 love it here. So the last thing I'm going to talk about why I love the Philippines is the slogan. Yeah, the slogan of the Philippines is it's more fun in the Philippines, and it's very true to the fact. If you go back to the 10 points I have said and put it all together, it all boils down to fun. These people like fun. They are so fun oriented people, and that slogan says it all for the country. So I have given you 11 things why I love the Philippines. If you have been to the Philippines, you can go ahead and comment down below why you love the Philippines and what kind of other Philippine series talk you would like me to do. I do have some of them here that I'm going to talk about, but I also like to hear from you what you would like me to talk about. So that's the end of my video. I've told you 11 things why I love the Philippines and the people, and I've given you some tourist bucket list options, and I've also poured out my heart to you as a foreigner who has lived here in the Philippines. So with all that saying, that brings an end to our video today. That brings an end to our talk series today, and I hope you were able to pick something or relate to one of the things I said about the country. Remember to like this video, share it, comment, subscribe with your friends and family, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye.